Tonight, Israel is still reeling from the rocket fire attack from Hezbollah that killed 12 teenagers just playing soccer. And Israel is also dealing with how does it move forward in dealing with Hamas and getting the hostages home now. We'll talk about it. America's Hope starts now. From the NTD Global Headquarters in New York, I'm Kelly Wright, and this is America's Hope. Good evening. Thank you for joining us this hour. We're glad that you could be a part of our program, and we do hope that you're safe and well, taking care of yourself and your family because you matter, especially in these perilous times. We have Minister Sharren Haskell. She's a member of the Knesset. Sharren has been serving in the Knesset for quite some time, as well as being a former member of the IDF, the Israeli Defense Forces. And then we're also going to focus on that speech that Bibi Netanyahu made a week ago before members of Congress. What's not known is that there was also a member of the Hostages Families Forum who got a private audience with some members of Congress, a bipartisan support that showed up to hear Efrat Machikawa describe her ordeal and what many of the hostages' families are going through. And she takes exception to some of the practices or programs or action that Bibi Netanyahu has taken. But more importantly, she is focused on getting the hostages and bringing them home now. So let's get started now. So my first guest tonight on America's Hope is Efrat Machikawa, and she's all too familiar with what's going on since October 7th, 2023, as it pertains to the hostages who were taken captive by Hamas terrorists on that unfortunate day that will live in infamy for many people throughout the world, not just in Israel, including many people here in America. And the interesting thing is that last week we heard from the Prime Minister of Israel, Bibi Netanyahu, as he addressed members of Congress. And there was a bipartisan showing there, but there were also massive demonstrations going on at the time of Bibi speaking and addressing the members of Congress, as for that matter, all of the United States and the world was watching to hear what he would say. Behind the scenes, whether you know it or not, Efrat actually spoke to members of Congress as well. Behind the scenes, closed door meeting, talking to members of Congress from both sides of the aisle. Efrat, thank you for joining us this hour on America's Hope. When you spoke to members of Congress, and C-SPAN actually aired that, I was able to see some of that, and it was riveting. You held those members of Congress basically with bated breath to hear what you had to say about October 7th and the aftermath. What is it you were trying to convey to the members of Congress?
Thank you, Kelly, for having me. And indeed, we had a full room with people, representatives who really wanted to listen and learn. So the message was very, very clear. We believe that it is up to our Prime Minister's responsibility to seal the deal. There is a deal on the table. We know all members around that table agree upon it, and we need his seal. And we wanted to convey the message that what unfortunately, our Prime Minister is messaging to the world these days is not what the people and the state of Israel want, and definitely not our families. We believe lives are fading away. We are fearing that the desecrated bodies that are held in Gaza will disappear. We want to bury them respectfully, such as all faith believe they deserve to, and we want our people back. But the reason we want them back is not only our selfish family wishes of unification. What we believe is that the return of all hostages is actually the key to rolling hope for a better economy, rolling on the hope for a better security, not only to the state of Israel, but so for the Palestinians, for the Middle East, and for all the alliances of the dear America that is there in our region to protect us from evil. So it's really not just a selfish wish. We need to seal that deal to bring all hostages back, including my dear 80-years old uncle Gadi Moses, that is still there, and roll the circle towards life and not unroll it towards death. It has been 9 months, over 9 months now, and what do we see? Instead of giving birth to life, we're dealing with more and more and more of death and mourning. It is time to stop the madness.
You would like to see Bibi Netanyahu push for a deal to get all of the hostages returned home. What is it about his administration? Where do you think he has failed the hostages' families?
First, our beloved ones are not home. We are almost 300 days from the terrible catastrophe. 300 days, so he failed. We believe he failed because for some reason he has interest in prolonging the war. There are some certain members of Bibi's coalition that have ideas that are not reasonable to the majority of Israel. They're extremists. So he fails to control them. He fails to convey messages of hope for the Israelis and our neighbors. And the only thing he succeeds is in traveling overseas. We did not even believe he should have gone. Israel is a mourning state right now. How dare he leave his country and come and give a speech in Congress and trying to get all these applauses to whatever he wants to convey when home is burning? We do believe that he is abandoning the real issues of saving the lives of our hostages. Now, I have to share with you, I'm here in the States for now for over 10 days. We're working 24 hours a day, really. We've been in DC, in LA, now in New York. We will be in Boston. We're all over. And what I found out, and I'm learning as I go, is that first, I don't hear enough talks about Sinwar, who actually started this war. And I feel there is a terrible ignorance. People do not know how all this situation started. So for the sake of the hostages and our terrible situation, I would like to repeat, this has started because of Sinwar and Hamas raiding over our peaceful communities. So that one thing. But the other thing is that I have a feeling that maybe our great alliances in the United States fear to voice out anything against our prime minister because they worry it might sound they criticize Israel. Now we are in great awe to America. You are our wonderful, wonderful friends, and we are part of this civilized coalition. And we would like to convey the message: we are not our prime minister. Our prime minister is not representing us, and it's okay to say it. We would like the senators and the congresswomen and congressmen to voice out this difference. Please continue to support Israel. Please continue to support the state of Israel, but it is okay to say things that show the truth about what is Bibi Netanyahu doing here.
Hi, everybody. I hope you're enjoying this episode so far of America's Hope. If you'd like to see it in its entirety, just click on the link below. Thanks for watching.